Hello everyone, Menor964 here, and today we'll be doing a Multiversus doubles tier list. A few days ago, I did a singles tier list, and if you haven't seen that, I recommend you to go see it right now. Because, well, a lot of things I say in that tier list can also apply in the doubles. Now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and with that being said, let's begin with the video. Now, just a quick disclaimer before we start. I'm well aware that we have patch notes that came out a few days ago on our last update, and I will not be counting any of those changes to the characters in this list, because the next video I want to make is about the patch notes, and I'm basically explaining what changes it will have in the tier list for both singles and doubles for every character. There aren't that many big tournaments for Multiversus happening anytime soon, or at least ones that have been announced, so I can't exactly put a great placement for these characters with their, new updates and all that. But don't worry, when the video comes, we'll do that. Another thing I also want to mention is, well, like I said before, something that I said in a singles tier list applies for doubles. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to cut a clip from the last video and just putting it in this video if that character doesn't have anything new that, stands out for them. Now with that being said, let's start with the low tier. The absolute worst character in both doubles and singles has to be Taz. In a doubles meta that we're looking at that isn't in singles is how well, or at least one of the attributes, is how well your character can actually help out your teammate during battle. Plus, along with strands, if they can have good movement speed to move around from a lot of hitboxes and all that type of stuff. Multiversus is mainly focused on teamwork, and well, a lot of characters in this game have stuff that help their teammates, but Taz really doesn't have that. His main ability is doing a tasty buff, where if he hits you 15 times, you turn into a chicken, and all you can do is move and dodge. You can't attack. Plus, you drop little bits of chicken, so your opponent can now, they just drop chicken. It's kind of funny, not gonna lie, but yeah. And your ally can actually pick it up and heal a bit. Plus, Taz will actually be able to lick his allies, and if he does, he heals his allies a bit. Anyway, along with that, his moves kind of suck, and passive in doubles also kind of sucks compared to what other characters have. I may not explain why in the singles tier list, but here, yeah, he ain't any better. If anything, he's just worse. Lebron has the same problems he does in singles. His range and power are really limiting him. They aren't really that good. Although now in doubles where there's more chaos amok, his ball projectile is a much better move. The ball is just a good projectile that you can aim at people and possibly snipe people, who are near the blast zone, and it's really good, surprisingly. It's basically like a get off me tool. However, this is just a worse, and I mean a really worse version of Bugs Bunny Safe. It's a small bouncing hitbox on the stage. Plus, now your allies can actually pick it up and throw it to their opponents, potentially also getting stocks early. However, a lot of characters outshine Lebron, and his kill power is one reason why he is in this tier. But Marinate, why did you put all the brown characters in low tier?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, sorry, that's a coincidence. Please don't get me canceled. Now we got the absolute worst characters in this game gone and basically done with. Let's begin with the mid tier. We're first going to do the low mid tier, which starts with Steven. So, well, like I said earlier in the video, a lot of characters in this game has passives for the most part, some don't, which kind of suck. And some are significantly better than others, and these passives are pretty crucial for doubles play because these passives usually help out their allies or give buffs or debuffs to their allies, and this is great. Steve has the same problem as he does in singles. He is underdeveloped and no one is putting any work into him. However, in singles he's a low tier, but in doubles he's a lower mid tier. Now you see, the same thing I said like I did in the singles video, he can make his own projectiles, and if we learn something from other characters like Minecraft Steve, if you can make your own like platforms, you're bound to be broken eventually. Like, people are going to eventually play you a lot, and they are eventually going to see the potential you have. Now, of course, the platforms you can put out are kind of limited in number, but still. The first mechanic Steven has is his bubble mechanic, where with certain moves, if you get hit enough, you just get in a bubble, and all your movements stop, and you're just stuck there floating around. And well, you can't really do much. You and your allies can damage the person in a bubble, but except for that, not gonna lie, this passive isn't anything game changing. Now, another mechanic he does have is his shield mechanic. Now in Smash Bros, when you push the side buttons on your Switch, or whatever controller you have, you can shield, and this shield protects you from any attacks. Every character in Multiversus don't have a shield. They have dodges, neutral, up, down, side. Steven can shield, plus do all these dodge movements. Plus, this shield can also apply to his allies too. This is huge. One of the most absolutely best buffs in this game you can have is having armor or shields on any of your attacks, or giving your allies any armor. This is probably the best mechanic in the game to have. Plus, some moves can actually just put shields out of nowhere, like he just makes shields that can be used as platforms too. Although yes, they do break in a few hits, it's still great. Give it a year or so and more tournaments and we can see this guy probably in high tier, maybe in top tier if he's lucky. For Arya Stark, what I said in the singles tier list still applies to her here. The only really added thing I have to add in is that her pie that she does every time she kills an opponent can heal you and your opponents, but if your enemies eat it, they get a speed debuff. And speed debuffs is kind of useful, but not the best. Here's what I said in the singles tier list.
Out of all the characters in the roster, Arya Stark is probably the most hardest character to master in this game so far. And when it comes to hard to master characters in a platform fighter game, like in Smash Bros with Shulk or Pikachu, they tend to be top tiers that very few people use because of how hard and how really the grind it takes to reach the max level. Arya Stark is potential top tier, yet no one is putting any work in her, from at least what I've seen from the few games I've seen in EVO. And give it a few years and, like I said many times, a developing meta, and she's gonna pop off. Her combos are long and do a lot of damage, and she has the most insane 0 to deaths that are pretty consistent, but the only problem with these is that, like I said, very hard to master.
Shaggy is a character that fell off the most when it came to transition to singles to doubles. He can still do sandwich spam, which is really great for finishing off some early stocks, and his power is really great. Like all his charge up special moves, his down air which kills really early, and all his other moves are really great. But honestly, when it comes from singles to doubles, Shaggy doesn't add that much into the game. Plus, he is a great as a bruiser, ending stocks, but except for that, not really. Jake the dog isn't the best in singles, and he adds absolutely nothing to doubles. He doesn't have a passive, and if anything, he gets more bodied in doubles than he does in singles. So yeah, he's just worse. And yeah, range is great, but it's a small, far-going hitbox, and it's kind of mid. Garnet is basically Jake. He has no passive, and she doesn't add anything new to doubles, with except a few small things that she can do. Her side special is a projectile, and projectiles are pretty huge in this game. If you'll see in a later top tier, most of the characters there have either one projectile or a lot of projectiles that they can use. And Garnet only has one, but it's still a pretty decent projectile if I would say so myself. Plus, her down special can actually lead to really early kills and can actually carry her allies back to stage. It's good to have, but there's still other better stuff. Now let's move on to the high mid tier. Starting here, the characters are seen more in competitive and can basically do a lot of good and basically win majors now. Rain Dog was definitely meant to pop off in doubles. He has multiple projectiles that are really good and has great stage control. While your ally is dealing with your opponent, you as Rain Dog can just set up the stage and have a bunch of traps and projectiles around the stage. So all you have to do is they have to get in one trap and boom, they're dead. Plus, his for some reason Spike is one of the best spikes in the game and is really strong for no reason. Also, his neutral special, the grappling hook, can basically just stick onto your allies, and if they die, boom, they're back on stage to you, they are now saved. This is great. Plus, if your enemies also try to touch this, well, they get some damage too. And y'all remember Sness from Smash Bros? You know his side B PK Fire? So imagine Smash 4's PK Fire, but the custom iteration of it, PK Bonfire. In that game, it stays on the floor for a while and it does a lot of damage gradually. Well, one of Rain Dog's specials is basically PK Bonfire. This is just another way to control the stage. He has the most projectiles in this game so far, I think. And well, man, they are really useful in doubles. And my man, the dog, he is not afraid to throw some paws either. You get close enough, oh, he will give you the paws and he is not afraid to fucking use them. The amount of armor that Superman has, and the fact that he has like a trunk, and the fact that he has 2 command grabs that can potentially lead to early stocks, along with the few good projectiles he has, and the fact that he's a tank, this just makes him a huge good character in doubles. In this meta, you'll be doing a lot of damage, and being a tank is great for this type of stuff. In fact, his passive lets you dodge upward and sideways too, like diagonal, I'll show it up on the screen, which gives him a few more options of movement, although small. Now, he does have a big hitbox, and of course, he still does get comboed a lot, but he is still a powerhouse, just like the next character on the list. Iron Giant has a lot of cheese in his moveset that can kill people in under 30%. He is absolute huge and just makes you get sent flying. The more you hit your opponent, the more rage he gets built up and he gets into rage mode, where you're immune to knockback and have gray health. And for those people who don't know what gray health is, it's basically like stamina in Smash Bros, where you start out with 30 stamina, and depending on how much damage you do to him, it just goes away slower and slower. But when you're in gray health, you're basically immune to knockback. And this gray health also applies to your allies. He is great, but he has 2 very, very big downsides. A lot of his moves either have a lot of startup or a lot of end lag. And the worst part about him is his size. Look at the size of this guy. Literally every single character has a 0 to death on this guy. Yeah, he can take a lot of hits for his allies, and this is a really fun fact, but if Iron Giant's on the wall, he becomes the wall, and by become the wall I mean people can actually just walk on top of him and cling onto Iron Giant's back. It's really funny, honestly, and it's kind of cute. But yeah, he takes the hits for you, and because of that, he gets killed early. But that isn't a bad thing. You can just be the hit absorber, while your ally can be the guy with the projectiles who supports you from the back. But still, he does pretty good. Now we go to the high tier. In this tier, these are some of the most used characters compared to the other tiers, and these are guaranteed results in most tournaments. Harley Quinn is probably one of the most underused in the high tier, but that doesn't mean she's not good. The same applies for doubles as it does for singles. However, her side special is a great movement option, and Harley memes just know how to use this move really good because it's just a good movement. Plus, it's a pretty good special too. Along with that, she actually has one of the most consistent 0 to deaths in this game,
and ability to set up traps, which are great. Of course, she ain't the best at setting up traps, like clearly Rain Dog is probably the best at that for bugs, but for Assassin, that is good. Plus, the burn status is a great thing to have too, doing gradual damage. Of course, burn status isn't the best move in the game, or status I mean, but still, it's a great thing to have.
Finn has a lot of range in this game and does a great amount of damage. And like I said with singles, the same applies for doubles. His range is really highly deceptive. And that deception is really good. Like, the hitboxes are bigger than they seem. Plus, Finn has the special ability where he can like charge his attacks while he moves. So you can just move around and charge either the slap or for example, a forward attack, up attack, down attack. This is crucial because if someone tries to hit you while you charge an attack, just move away and punish them. This is great. Not only that, his down special buffs are really good, especially the defense and the speed buffs. These are great for Finn himself because speed is really good because great movement option, of course, and defense is, well, defense, you're basically armored and that is really good. And this is good and all, but the fact that these two godsend bumps that are really good for the meta also apply to your allies is even better. He is a great sword wielder. However, there is one sword wielder that is better than him. Wonder Woman is the best sword user in the game and it's no surprise. After all, her and the next person we're going to talk about literally won Evo doubles. And god dang, Wonder Woman, I thought she was a mid-tier, but damn, she just proved to us that she is a really good character in this game. First off, the same with Superman, Wonder Woman has a lot of moves with armor. So a lot of her moves are really safe to use. Plus, some of those moves also give her allies armor. Armor, like I said many times in this video, and the same for the singles tier list, armor is the best freaking status in this game. Especially when you're doing it in doubles. Down special also literally cleanses you from all debuffs you have. Plus, the fact that most of her moves have armor and a really great kill move is just the cherry on top. Although she is slow, which is a small downside. Plus, her lasso is a great move in general. It's an easy kill confirm. Just lasso and combo it to either neutral attack charged up or up attack charged up, and it just kills. Plus, if you have the right perk, it is basically Batman's grappling hook that just brings you back on stage, and it's a great like escape out option. Speaking of Batman, Batman's grappling hook is literally the best movement option in the game, and no one can make me think otherwise. It sticks on enemies, on your allies, it's the best recovery in the game. It's great for movement option and is literally a get out of jail free card when you're in disadvantage. Batarang also goes really far, especially with the bomb equip, and to top it off, all his moves, like his melee attacks, are just powerful. Yeah, he's not a combo heavy character, but still, just hitting people is really satisfying and do a lot of damage. He is basically the main hitter of the team. Like, this is the guy you want to basically hit people. Along with grappling hook, although he could get comboed, he can just easily get out of that disadvantage quickly. Then the fact that grappling hook has no limit to it makes it even better. Like, this move is literally overpowered. The top tiers in this game are no joke and will not hesitate to beat your ass. They are dominating the meta, starting with Tom and Jerry. He has the best camping ability in this game and it especially shines in doubles. While your opponent goes up close and just throws hands and shenanigans and all that, you attack from afar and you do your own shenanigans, well, from afar. Simply, all his moves are great, and even when people do try to do some close-up stuff with you, you can still hit them back up in personal. Velma is also really good in both singles and doubles, where she shines in doubles. By far the most best support character in the game. And it still same applies from singles. Great combos, great zoning potential that will basically beat your ass and she will control the stage no matter what. and she is just really too good that I don't know what to say, bro. Like, she just needs a nerf. She needs a nerf. This girl needs a nerf. She was the most used character in doubles. And last, but definitely not least, Bugs Bunny. I'm not going to repeat myself what I said for singles, so here's a clip from the last video.
This guy is absolutely broken. He can kill you with a combo at any freaking percent. His up air bat is so powerful and kills consistently at 100% or less on almost every single character in the game. Plus, he has the best stage control in the entire game. Rocket, whether up or sideways, is really good. It's a slow moving projectile that's really powerful. And well, you just have to respect the stage because it's a big hitbox just flying around. If you do it up, it'll go up through the blast zone and it will eventually come down. So basically half that stage is basically unusable because that rocket is going to come down and fucking kill you later. Plus, when it's going down, it's a really great spike hitbox. Like, you just get dunked on by a fucking rocket. When he crouches, he can pull out many items that do damage or slow you down. Whether it's pie, this fucking box that takes out a Mises, or a pie thrower machine. Whatever it is, it just does damage and it just pulls it out of his ass. Like, he literally, all he has to do is freaking crouch and boom, he has an item. There aren't that many characters in this skin that can take out items. The only other character I can think about in my mind is like Shaggy with his down special. Just crouches and boom, you're getting edge guard. He also has the stunning move, side B charm. When you get charmed, you basically get put in place. Great for a combo that Bugs can do to you. Like, boom, you can't do nothing about it. You're just in place, boom, you just get combo 0 to F. And then probably his most offensive move in this game is it's safe. He just has to press B, boom, comes down. And I don't know why, but for some reason, you can damage his safe, which I'm fine by, but it takes a lot more work to do. Like, the damage Bugs does to it is more than the damage you can do to it. So it'll take you more hits to destroy than it'll take Bugs. Bugs can hit it a few times and it'll break. It'll take you a lot more hits to take. Plus, when it breaks, an item pops out. And yeah, items in like a singles no item meta is good because some of the items are kind of broken. Like, this basically the same items he could take down on his crouch can come out. Also, this is just another slow moving hitbox. Like, all Bugs has to do is just jab it and boom. A slow hitting hitbox is coming out, thrown in the air, and you just have to respect it. Not only that, he also has the best disadvantage tool in the game. His down special, where he just burrows in the ground and just digs a hole and moves somewhere else. It's just a great escape option. And you know what? I take back what I said. It's not the best disadvantage option. Clearly, grappling hook is better, but he still has a great disadvantage. Whether you're in advantage or disadvantage, he has the advantage no matter what. Like, he has the best disadvantage. Like, he has stuff that can just get him out of disadvantage. I mean, for example, neutral B, safe can just take him out of advantage immediately. Like, boom, you just got hit by safe. With all this stupid stuff he can do, he also has stupid melee attacks like Nair, side aerial, great smash attacks. It is just stupid, and this character will definitely get fucking nerfed. And hopefully with these nerfs, I can safely go online and not lose gray hairs over this guy. Along with that, he can actually tunnel. And this tunnel in doubles is great for movement. Like, you just go in and you're across the stage. And this tunnel works for your opponent too. This character needs a big nerf. With that being said, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll get to work on that patch notes video. I know y'all hate the Bugs and Velma meta, but let me just end this video with this great evil quote from Grand Finals.